G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome into my hardcore world. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a world tour. It's been a while since I've posted a video, so I thought the best way to catch up on all the progress that's been made is to do a little bit of a world tour. And we need to update the world tour video anyway, so it works out well. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. So as I said before, welcome into my hardcore world. This has been a long-term world. We've been on it for about a year and I'd like to say 5 months from memory. We're up to day 3,954. So if you are wondering why it says 4,000 in the title, it's we're pretty close to that in the next couple of streams that'll be coming up. So a little bit clickbaity, but also it's a nice round number, so it's easy to see. So as you can see from the time played, we've played for 36.24 days, which is roughly 870 hours IRL. So it's quite a long world. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 hours point. What's that? 130 hours off, which is pretty cool. So we're going to start things off today over in the Dwarven area called Mount Groen. This area is going to be home to our super smelter, which is going to be underneath the mountain, and it's also going to have the storage system that will have all of our stone and sort of quarry-like items. Walking into the entrance, we've got the Grand Hall. A couple of statues have been put up. We've got a small little base over here. It's not much. It's basically just a small storage system and some utility stuff. Underneath, we've dug out quite a fair area so that we can start building some stuff up, but none of the building has really started. We started a little, what is that, an armory over there? I think we've got some armorers in there and around here and there. We've got the large storage system for stone and basalt and a whole bunch of other stuff. Got more dug out under here, and we're going to continue digging until we get the area for the super smelter up and running. Moving out the front, we've got a small marketplace, which we still need to put a whole bunch of little shops in the middle here. And we have a whole bunch of stonemasons that have been cured for cheaper stone trades. We can get a nice amount of emeralds from what we're getting under the mountain, as well as quartz blocks, which have gone into a build that you guys will see a little bit later on. Over here, we've got the open cut stone quarry, which has still got a lot of work to do. We've got to dig out a whole bunch of areas and then start doing some lines that will shoot off the quarry itself. Eventually, we're going to have an aesthetic stone storage area over there as well, and still lots to do here, a lot of terraforming. Heading down to this bottom area, we come into the main settlement area itself. So this is where the people who aren't dwarves live, sort of your workers and whatnot from other races. And this would have changed a lot since the last world tour. We've added a whole bunch of new stuff. The walls have gone up completely, and well, mostly, but a couple of more things. It's definitely changed heaps since the last time we've shown this. Plans for this area is to have a couple of more buildings. We've got a tavern going in over here, and an inn going in over here, and some form of transportation stable over here. I'm not too sure whether we want to do an actual horse stable, or whether that's going to be out the front, or if we're going to do something else. I'm not 100% sure just yet. But we've got big plans for this area. That's pretty much it for Mount Groen. There's not too much else to show over this side, I don't think, at least. So we're going to pop across and check out the Island of the Gods. One thing to note while we're on our way over to the island is that this world is based off of a whole bunch of different inspirations, but a key one is an old D&D campaign that I used to run as DM. So a lot of the map, I'd say, a lot of the buildings and the towns and stuff are pretty much plucked straight out of that. So each part's got a lot of lore and stories connected to it. So things like where we're about to go now, we're not included in the original campaign, but we're trying to link them as we go along. So this area here is the Island of the Gods. In the middle here, this big structure is called the Monument of the Gods. Makes sense. This was built as a way to let viewers on stream use their channel points to redeem for different items in the game. So people can redeem for the diamond armor stands, either platformed or on the ground, and they can get any item of their choosing within reason on the in the item frames underneath with their name on it. So it's a pretty cool little redemption. I really like it. And the build has come along quite nicely as well. It set up a whole bunch of different things for this entire island. So as you can see, this is a mushroom island. We've started using moss blocks to convert everything to the greenery, which is coming up so nicely. Next up is the Ocean Monument, which is currently undergoing some upgrades. I used to have a 2-module Guardian farm in here, and now we've changed it, so it's going to be a 3-module, 2-pod. That makes sense? I hope that makes sense. Guardian farm, which is absolutely going to slap, hopefully. And then we've got big plans for this as well. This is going to turn into sort of like a... Where is he? Real good? This is going to turn into sort of like a place of power. So we're going to be putting large spheres around the place. At the moment, it's hard to explain, but I feel like it's going to look really nice. So that's pretty much it for this area. The bridge out here is quite nice. This was the original block palette that we were going for over in that area, but it's probably going to be changing up. Realistically, all we have to change in this area to match the new block palette is going to be this jungle wood. So that's going to be a nice, easy transition across. All right, next up, we're going to be taking a look at the Nether. We're going to start with our little Nether Hub. This was built once 1.16 came out, and we pretty much moved the entirety of the hardcore world into the Nether for a couple of months. It was. We did a whole bunch of builds here. So we've got a tunnel that runs out that way and another tunnel that runs out that way. They're unfinished because I don't know how far they're going to actually go. The design is quite nice. I really like the design. All of our portals then come off this main tunnel, and all of them are themed. So this one here is our storage area, which we'll go and have a look at a little bit later. And, well, actually, we haven't finished some of the builds, but this one across here is our dwarven area. So I try and theme them as much as I can so I know relatively where we're going. The first area we're going to look at out here is the Blaze Farm. So we've taken a nether fortress and we've started to delete it because there's going to be a large-scale iron golem, lava golem build out here that's going to be surrounding this Blaze Farm. And I kind of wanted it to have a void pit underneath, so we need to delete this nether fortress and encase this with a lava golem. It will make sense. So we've been slowly puttering away at that. As you can probably see from all of the small blocks on the ground, we've done a fair bit of the nether fortress. We've still got a lot more to do, and there's a whole bunch to do over this side as well. If some of you are asking why not turn it into a wither skelly farm, we've found a nice spot over the other side of the nether that's a soul sand valley with a fortress in it, which is apparently one of the most effective ways to make a wither skelly farm. So we're going to run with that. The next area to look at is out over here, which is our little Piglin village, I'd say. It started off with the idea to renovate a ruined bastion. And for those who have seen the Pariah World Tour or have watched the YouTube series, you'll remember what we did to this bastion. So it started out as a ruined bastion and we fixed it right up. Have a full interior and everything in it, and it sort of acts as like the war point for the piglins. There's a whole story to it which I won't go into right now, but if you're interested in it, drop a comment and there will be lore videos coming out eventually. We also did a custom piglin village over this side with a large well of power. I'm not too sure what we call this just yet. I think I did have a name for it at one point, but I don't remember what we called it. It's been a long time since we've done anything. And in the center is the Eye of Orin, which is related to the stories within Orin being the overlord of Nether. We brought across a little end ship that signifies the trade between the Nether and the End. Another little tidbit from the lore. But all in all, this is quite a nice place. Down the bottom, we've also got the Forge, which I was super happy with this at the time when building. I still am. It's one of my favorite builds in the world itself. Coming up the top here from the hub, we have got the area that we broke bedrock. I kind of regret this, but it's already been done, so I can't really do much about it. We've got a little, I don't know, building of some sorts. This was once again done as soon as 1.16 came out. So I was trying to utilize as many of the new blocks as I possibly could. Inside is a little piglin trading farm. It's inefficient and it doesn't work properly. And up above, we've got a gold farm as well. It's supposed to feed the gold directly into the piglins when I chuck it down. Couple other little farms in here. We've got the basalt farm, and somewhere out that way we also have a hoglin farm. I don't remember where it is. We've never needed to use it. With that, that's pretty much all of the nether done. We've got a couple other little tunnels here and there, but there's nothing to show really. All right, and heading back into the overworld, we've got the Cartons district, which is the last main build that we did. A lot of subscribers are going to be familiar with this area. It was one of the key projects we spent a lot of episodes on. This houses Cartons Inn, which is a family-owned business that also hides a small secret of having the Thieves Guild underneath it. This Thieves Guild was inspired a little bit by Skyrim, as well as a lot from one of the, was it a homebrew of a Thieves Guild thing for Dungeons and Dragons? We've got a couple of guardians in here that are supposed to guard the place. We've got Snap, Crackle, and Popped, I think it was. In this area, we've got the Hall of the Unseen, which was our previous channel point redemption. We've got a whole bunch of armor in here that viewers can redeem for, or could redeem for, sorry. There's a couple of lecterns in here as well, which some viewers have created their own lore for their characters. One key thing I'd like to do is to have a farm of some description in each area so that it makes sense for us to come back to these builds rather than just having it so that we build something, leave it, and then never come back. So we've got an auto brewer potion area in here. Not all of them are filled up because I really only need a few potions. We've got night vision, potion of weakness, and fire res. I'd like to get invisibility for guardian stuff, but we've got a couple of farms in here as well. Some sugarcane, non-auto ones. They're mostly aesthetic, and we've got a proper automatic sugarcane farm inside as well. I think this thing's hasn't been running. Makes sense. We haven't been here. In this area, we also have a chorus fruit farm. Chorus fruit farm? I'd suppose so. And a couple of story areas here as well. So this is a research facility for a mad scientist, and this is the mad scientist's sort of laboratory. Mad scientist is probably a bad word. Mad mage, maybe, is a better word. Oh, we have resources up there. In it? Don't. The things you find when you're doing a world. Moving back outside, we've got a small little terraformed lake that we built up. It was just a nice little bit of fun. But underneath the lake itself, we've got a small area. Oh wait, there's a button that we can press here, isn't there? Yes. Okay, we're gonna have to do that again. That drops us into the entryway for the Thieves Guild from the outside. And this brings you down into a small little smuggler's den. Let me get my sword out just in case. Small little smuggler's den. Quite a nice little build. And I think this broken still? Yeah. Should be a redstone door. There's supposed to be another stone in the middle, but I don't think this actually works. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So this is something that we were supposed to fix, but ran out of time and pretty much ran out of motivation as well. But like I said, this brings you back into the thieves area, which is actually the only way out. So I'm gonna have to walk back through here. So moving through our path, we're moving towards our first ever builds, which is the Kingdom of Serenity, which is supposed to be our capital city of the world. It's pretty new to large projects, so it's not how I would have done it now, but I'm still proud that I was able to do that as a first attempt. I'm happy with it. First up, we're going to pass the little camping area that we made. This is a little stop off in between towns. I was really happy with this. We've got a nice little scene painted of a campfire that's cooking some stew. Nice little tent set up with some beds around it, a little bit of storage. Anything in here? You're going to check all chests while you're walking past them, just in case. For some reason, someone was riding a pig around as well, and someone's left their horse here too. This path was quite a nice one to do. I really enjoyed this. We've got some fallen trees here and there. This little bridge coming across the ravine, and some stones. It's a pathway here and there. Quite nice. Oh, and our little river. I like this. River? Pond, Anthony. So as I said, coming up now is one of our first builds. The Kingdom of Serenity. We're on the slums, the outskirts at the moment, which is a rebuilt village that used to be situated over that way over there. You can see the paths left over from it and some of the flower beds. We destroyed the village and used the same build style of Minecraft villages and just built it over this area here. Over this side is a small farmstead that would probably give food to the slum area, maybe. And I don't know what this is. Oh, this would have been for the tutorial video. Yes, I remember that now. One thing we did do was start doing some sewers, a sewer system. It's supposed to be a large network of sewer systems running through the entire area. But I realized how big of a project that was, and we're going to come back to that one day. Not anytime soon, I don't think, at least anyway. From the slums, we move into the actual district and the market area as well. So we got a lot of houses around here. A lot of them have got some form of interior. Some of them don't at all. We've got a stonemasons. We've got, what else do we have here? We've got an inn. We've got a logging mill. There's a whole bunch of different buildings in this area. I'm so happy with what I got achieved here. And like I said, if I was to ever come back, I'd definitely do it differently, but I'm happy with it. Off to the left, we have our farming area, quite a large little wheat field. That makes no sense. Off to the left here, we have quite a large farming area. We've got a wheat field, and I think there's some pumpkins and some sugarcane in amongst it, and a little farmhouse. There was going to be a granary silo around the back, and then I had no idea how to build a granary silo, so I never got to it. Might have to come back and do that one day as well. There's a whole bunch of builds that we were going to do eventually, but just never got around to it. Now we're heading into the first ever build, which is our castle. This is our first home base and what started absolutely everything. We've got the throne room, and man, this is so underwhelming coming in here now. We've got the throne room. Up the back, we've got our Enderman grass block. I don't even know what to call this. Monument. Every grass block that I find that an Enderman has placed, I come and bring it in here. It's kind of and a brick, apparently. I think that was someone else's brick. We've got the library, so the castle's library. Eventually, I think I said this last time as well, but eventually we're going to put some lore in here about the castle and what. So this is the right side wing. Over on the left side, we've got the nether portal and the little dragon build in there. And we've got our main base room, which could probably be turned into a proper bedroom at this point in time. Other areas around here are what is that called? The barracks, I'd say. The graveyard, which was an unfinished project that, it's not that I didn't get time to do it. I didn't like where it was going, so I stopped it. We've got the enchanting area, the first ever enchanting area, and the sheep farm underneath, as well as the very first mob farm that we built, which was terrible design, but it did the job. It got us where it needed to get us. Our second last area on the list is the farm district, the industrial district, I'd say. This is just outside the castle itself, and we've got an iron golem farm here, as well as a semi-super smelter with an automatic bamboo farm, but it just does not do the job that I want it to do, so that's why we're upgrading across to the dwarven area. We've got the flushing mob farm that gives us all of our gunpowder, and the pumpkin and melon farm here for emerald trades, and this thing does an absolutely fantastic job. Down the long drop, we've got the storage area. This was our bulk storage area. It still kind of is. We're collecting iron down here, so our iron farm up the top brings our iron down to these chests here. We've got a couple of different artifacts, I'd say. Our first bow, our first diamond pickaxe, and our first diamond sword. These two armors were just placed in for aesthetics. Underneath, we have the slime farm, which has been turned off. I don't use a lot of slime, so we've still got a whole bunch, a couple of other things as well, quite nicely. And we also have the beacon mine that we've been using. We haven't done this for quite some time, actually. Ripper. So now that we're finished with the overworld, we have jumped across to the end, which looks a little bit different from other ends. In this area, we flooded the main end island and popped a wither rose farm in. So in that portal there is a wither. he kills a whole bunch of endermen that drop down and gives us some wither roses. It's super handy. I haven't done too much with it yet, but once we get to the wither skelly farm, we'll be using that. We've beaten the dragon twice in this world, not because I don't want to, but because we flooded the end island. A whole bunch of people have been saying that water creates issues, so we're yet to test that just yet. We will be getting to that. Over this side, we've got a small ender grinder, which we decorated. It's quite a nice build, I think. We've got a little tunnel that runs out to it, and it's our main source. Oh, becoming our second main source of experience, but it is definitely the go-to when we end stuff. That's pretty much it for the tour. We've got big plans for the future. I'd like to make one of every farm in different areas. I'd also like to finish off the continent that I have created. So many towns, different landmarks, different anomalies or places of power and stuff like that. And I'd also like to I'm happy creating the story that I'm creating. I think it's fantastic for my motivation, and it's fun. It's fun to do. That's what I like doing in Minecraft. The next couple of builds that will be coming out are the finishing off the Island of the Gods. We're going to be doing the Places of Power area at the Guardian farm. We're going to obviously finish off the Dwarven area, and we're also going to start the Wither Skelly farm. Eventually, I would like to do a perimeter build and do a proper big creeper farm. We run out of gunpowder all the time because I overuse rockets, but that's fine. So guys, thank you for watching the world tour. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you wanted to come and check out the world, there's plenty of videos on YouTube, and there'll be more coming out each week, as well as you can come across and check me out live on Twitch at twitch.tv/AnthonyYTG. We have a lot of fun. We chill out and do grindy projects. That's pretty much what it is. Other than that, like I said before, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. All right, bye for now.